All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahweh,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Hashem,
Yahushua,
Rakatash.
Ba'ashem, Rakakwesh,
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations and much love to you. Akim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. And here go, we're the brothers from Great Millstone Tampa Church, and Lord's will, we bring out another edifying lesson to the hopeful elect out there. And as you see, uh, all the things going on the earth right now, the uproars of the people. If somebody want to grab that,
Got it. I got you.
the uproars, there shall be seen uproars of the people or something along those lines. Because these are the things that the Lord spoke about that was going to be happening before He returned, and it's clear and evident if you're watching, measuring time diligently, that these things that the Lord spoke about are taking place as we speak. I'll go ahead and you got it, brother.
This second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Hey, if I may say this real quick, it said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And then the scripture goes on to tell you how to measure that, how to measure the time. All right, by the signs that the Lord gave us. All right. So you have to know the signs. All right. That means you have to know where to go. You gotta have the Spirit of the Lord upon you to be able to measure the time, really. But go ahead, Akim. Somebody wanted to say something. Or keep reading.
It was just go ahead. Go ahead.
Second Ezra 9:3 says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall thou will.
It's a lot, and that's what we see, man. We're seeing first and foremost the earthquakes. We see that's clear and evident. There ain't much to explain about that. But here it is. You have the uproars of the people, man. And the brothers, we were talking about this earlier. We were sending videos. I had sent a quick screenshot of all you got to type in is protest in, and it's going to come with a list of all the protests that are happening in the earth, man. All right. And it's too many to count at this point. All right. And it goes to show you that the earth, that the times are we're living in the times that the scripture is talking about right here, where the brother's about to get into. Go ahead, Art.
It says, therefore, second Ezra chapter 9:3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
If I may say, stop.
No, you got it. Go ahead, bro.
It says earthquakes, like it says in Matthew 24th chapter, the word earthquakes, if I'm not mistaken, is seismos. And seismos means pretty much shaking, or shaking or commotion. And that goes into what's going on around the world. And as brothers just read, uproars of the people, that's a commotion. People up and upheavals and up, coming up against authority. These are the commotions going on around the world, and that, again, these are the signs that the Lord told us would happen in these last days.
Yep. Hey,
real.
Go ahead,
brother.
No, go ahead, get your thought.
I was gonna say, I got a precept as well after Hanakla finishes reading where he was at to back Mike Allah up to bring out that whole precept, because there's other words in there that goes into the same thing. So you brothers go ahead with your precepts.
Real quick, because Mike Allah, you said there's the uprisings of the government.
Yeah.
This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. And that you go into that word sedition, meaning an uprising against a government. All right. Or revolt. And that's what we see happening around the four corners of the earth. That's why the people are in uproar, man, because of the government. And the people are fed up with it. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, and that's what you see going on around the world right now. The sedition. All right, people are protesting all throughout the earth, against the governments. They're rioting, they're looting. I just seen something earlier on the Spanish news out there in Chile. Them niggas are going buck wild out there, man. Let alone the other places around the earth where this is taking place. This prophecies are being fulfilled as we speak. It just hasn't happened here in America, so everybody thinks it's fine and dandy, all right, just because they can go to the drive-through and get food stamps at the end of the month. They're thinking they still in good case, so to say. Go ahead, though.
Hey, and rightfully so, man. I was watching that video, and they went into the explanation on why there's uproars. You got Jakes in Chile. They say they're making less than $700 a month. Less than $700 a month, bro. You get mad when you get a check that's $700 and you work 2 weeks, but less than $700 a month. That's straight oppression, man. That's wicked.
Yeah. And that's what's gonna make the Americans bug out. Like Paul Tahar was saying, once these people really start getting taxed, that ass get taxed, man. That's when the people are really gonna be like, hey, yo, hold on, this shit ain't right. Which they're already getting taxed, but not to the level where it is gonna make the people go out there and like they're doing in other countries. Because because the Lord is doing this in stages, man. The Lord is saving the best for last. He's getting the storm stirred up through the whole earth, and then he's gonna eventually bring it to America, Babylon the Great.
Hey, if I can add on real quick, a difference between what's going to happen here in America and these other countries is these other countries really don't have a so-called Second Amendment right to bear arms like that. This has been pretty much all over throughout the whole globe. America got more guns than citizens. So you see these people over in these other countries, they just basically throwing rocks, homemade Molotov cocktails, sticks or whatever they got, man. But when it comes to America, man, it's going to be an all-out chaos, man. All right? But nevertheless, I believe you was reading 2nd Ezra 15, right?
Okay.
I wanted to go back to touch on that real quick because I said something touch on that in verse 19, going back into the sedition among men, all right, and invading one another and going into these houses. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and for a great tribulation. So like the brother Ash was going into, right now, everybody got time and the liberty to go buy and sell and do whatever and be merry. But once this thing comes to a full collapse, man, it's gonna be a all-out battle royale out here, man. Every man for himself. All right.
Hey, that's why I said that we'll read it again about the neighbors.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
So all that Christian nonsense about love thy neighbor, all that's gonna go out the window, as the Lord said. He said neighbors ain't gonna have pity on themselves. They're gonna destroy each other's houses with the sword because of the lack of bread. So when the famine comes, man, that's gonna be a turning point here in America. All right, when the dollar, it has no value, that you can't even buy a loaf of bread with your paycheck. That's gonna turn people into straight animals. The demons is gonna come pouring out of them. Look at what happened in Venezuela. This is why people are protesting around the world, because of the economic. All right, when it gets so bad that you can't afford a meal for your family, that's when you resort to do anything, because most people, they're trying to feed their family, so to say. They're trying to feed themselves. So when you can't even work a whole month to get a meal get meals for the whole month, get groceries for the whole month, just that one paycheck only does for a day, that's when people are gonna lose their shit, man. They're gonna go to the streets. They're gonna the sedition is gonna come. They're gonna invade one another, their neighbors, with the sword. For what? As the scripture said, for the lack of bread. And what do you need to get money? Or it's like, what do you need? Well, I just gave that. What do you need to get bread? You need money. You can't just go, down to the cornfield and grind your own meal. You have to go to the grocery store with some money. If not, you walking out of there empty-handed. This is what's going to stir the people up, man. That lack of bread. And it's going to be gradually. You know, the Lord's setting it up, man. He's bringing down the economy, and ultimately, it's going to be so bad. The inflation is going to be so bad that you can't even afford a carton of eggs. Go ahead, brothers.
Hey, real quick, just to put it into perspective, a timeline of what the brother's speaking about when these times are coming. We already on the cusp of these things now, man. People can't afford to eat as we speak now. People just don't realize it. But when you take an effect that you have doctors and surgeons that's living in their cars in the parking lot here in America, all right, doctors and surgeons driving Mercedes-Benz, doing Uber to make some money on the side. A lot of these women now selling their bodies on the internet. They ain't doing that because they got money in abundance to just go get jobs like this, man. Everybody here living from paycheck to paycheck, man. And you only one real disaster away. You know, you one flat tire away from, you know what I'm saying, losing pretty much everything here. So we right here on the eggshells of this thing here, man. All it really takes is for one big thing to go down. And you seen what happened at the beginning of the year with the food stamps. Shit was about to roll in, man. You see? So, I mean, it's not far-fetched to see how easily America would start turning on itself as soon as there's a lack of money or resources to be able to get the food, you know, to sustain their own living, man. Again, you already see what people are doing now. You have these high-level not snotty nose, but upper people who went to college to be doctors and surgeons now taking Uber jobs and living in their cars, man. That's showing you the state of this place in its being, man. All right? Go ahead, brothers.
Yeah, and eventually, real quick, eventually, Kanakala, you still holding that second Ezra 9. We'll keep reading in that. Because eventually, the benefits are going to run out. You know, all the benefits that America presents to you and offers you. Because other places in the world, they don't have 24-hour drive-thrus where you can go get a burger for $1. Yeah, people are starving, but they can go to McDonald's right now here in America and get a meal for $2, $4, $1. You know, get at least a burger. But there's gonna be a time where ain't gonna be no McDonald's. Ain't gonna be, because if it gets so bad that the grocery stores are out of food, you best believe McDonald's ain't gonna have the drive-thru open. You know.
Okay, I got that precept for that. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth.
Yeah, there you go.
They shall think themselves to be in good case.
You can go get a 4 for $4 meal right now, $4 and fill yourself up, man, for $4. $4, you can go to Steak and Shake. You can probably go to Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, and get filled up for $4. That's cheap. $4 ain't nothing really right now. And it really ain't gonna be nothing when that inflation comes. $4 is gonna be like 4 pennies in that day, you know. But what they think themselves being a good case because you can go to Walmart, you can get a pound of pork chops, you know, for $2.99 slash prices. You know, you can go get anything you want for cheap. Because what the shit hasn't hit the fan here in America yet. Yeah, even though there's starving people here, people are starving, people suffering on the streets, digging at the trash cans. We see this every week. As far as the majority of America, they're still and they still believe themselves to be in good case because the victual is so cheap compared to the rest of the world.
And then in these other countries as well, they think that they got it going bad right now. Just wait till this thing hits America. Right, because when it hits America, things are going to get a whole lot worse around the four corners of the earth, man. Let me finish this precept off because it goes into it. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion."
Mm-hmm.
You see, so that the evil is going to grow, especially when it gets here to America, man. It's just going to get so much worse because America is basically where everything everything spawns from America. The way the earth, the economy, all right. So once it hits here to America, man, it's going to get really bad around the whole entire earth, man. It's already in bad case. It's going to get real bad.
Yeah, because America's the cash cow of the earth, man. So if America tanks, everybody else is gonna tank with it. They're gonna have to abandon ship.
Hey, just to add to that, you're speaking about this food and these things crashing. Earlier believe it was like last week, middle of last week to earlier, end of last week. You had those blizzards and things that touched down in the Midwest and stuff like that that pretty much destroyed a lot of the crops, man. All right, so like, America's getting hit on all kind of different sides. How I say economically, whether it be in the temporary or a short term or a long term, but ultimately this here place is slated for destruction, man. And we, if you got, like the scripture say, blessed are your eyes would see the things that you see, man. We see this and we rooting for it because, I mean, it's clear as day. The prophecies are speaking loud and clear, But nevertheless, this is why we out here warning you. But look, you can see the writing on the wall with these other protests in these other nations, uprisings or whatever, whatnot. The Lord ultimately is having mercy on us now to be able to see these things, that it didn't pop off on us first, man. But nevertheless, we seeing these things around the world. How much more is going to be here in Babylon? The pinnacle of wickedness, man.
Yep. Hey, because this is America, the land of the North, pursuing to Jeremiah 16 and 14 and 15. This is the place of great deliverance, great salvation. So guess what? It's going to be the place of great destruction as well. Go ahead.
That was it on the precept. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can go back to Kanakla. We can go back to that 2nd Ezra 9. Unless you got something. You got a precept.
Yeah, real quick. Leaving off where my young left off, and to speak on something Dawada said. 2nd Ezra 16 verse 22 says, "For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." So, like the brother said, concerning the Second Amendment, that's why the government is actually scared, of the U.S. citizens, man, because as we stated, there's more guns than there's people, and these American patriots, bro, they got some heavy artillery. So what the U.S. government has to do, it's gonna be strategically. They gotta siege the city. As the scriptures say, many shall die of famine. So they gonna starve them out. They pretty much gonna cut off all the resources. And they gotta weaken themselves, man, because these Edomites, bro. They lower level Edomites, but the same blessing is from the sword, bro. They got that same blessing, man. So it's gonna be mass casualties on the opposing side as well, too. So, that famine, they're gonna have to siege this place out, man. Cut off the food supply. Once you cut off the food supply, you can pretty much just pick them off by then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because people get desperate. When they hungry, people get desperate,
Yeah.
Hey,
so this is
real quick as a
Go ahead.
Real quick as a side note to what Hanakala was just saying, I mean, they really already got this place besieged, man. This is why they are emasculating the population, causing all this mass confusion. You have a term called snowflakes. They softening up the people. So even when they see it, they won't, there's a guy that was in the KGB that explained how they did this, and they trained them from the youth on up. So even if they seen the boot right there in front of them, they wouldn't even realize the boot was finna kick them in the ass until it actually kicked them in the ass. But this is what's going on and why the food is, you got all this GMO food weakening people up. People are so tired and confused, and you just confusing people with all this madness and all these other things. That's why people don't believe that these uprisings are going to come over here. But that's ultimately, them besieging the city because they know they're going to try to take them down. Every time you hear about the gun reform, it's always these high artillery weapons. Of course, they want those type of weapons out of your hands, so it's an easier target, And then also pitting the people in these groups against one another because, again, they're going to have a battle royale, man. They're going to just let everything loose. That's why the brother was reading in 2nd Ezra 15 that they're not going to regard the princes or their kings, man. They're going to do whatever's in their mind to do, man. It's going to be an all-out purge, man. But it's not going to be no 24-hour period, man. This is going to be all-out warfare, man.
This is back in 2nd Ezra 9 verse 3. It says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee."
Yeah, baby. Well, finish that verse up real quick.
Even from the beginning.
So now that we see these things happen, the earthquakes, the uproars, it said that we're gonna well understand that the Most High spake about these things on the days before us. And when were the days before us, man? It's right here in the scriptures, man. The days before us. All the things that the Lord spoke about are right here in the scriptures. And now in this last go around, we're able to understand that this is what the Most High is talking about. We actually living through what the Most High said was going to be happening. All right, through His Son and through the rest of the prophets, man. Every day you wake up, you witnessing the words that the Lord talked about, man, from the beginning. All right, and now we can say, then shalt thou well understand. If you can't understand this, then the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. Because the Most High wrote these words down, had men write these words down, so that we could be the words that are written before time or for our learning. You know, this was for our learning. Now these things are coming to pass. It ain't if it's coming or when it's coming. It's already here. The Most High has already began to visit the earth. All right, keep going, brother.
Hey, real quick to add on to what you're saying, and another major part about this is like the scriptures say, blessed is he that readeth, and with all that get understanding. This is another reason why we also meditate in these scriptures. So when we read these prophecies over and over and over again and keep going over them over and over again. So when we see him speaking, we can clearly identify them. We don't misidentify them because we've been reading it and it's clear as day. That's why, it's clearly speaking to us. It's evident. It's manifest. The end is manifest. We've been rehearsing these things for so long, and now when we actually see them, we're like, okay, these are the things that the Most High spake about, man. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I got a quick precept before I continue in 2nd Ezra 9. This is Isaiah 43, verse 19. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and the rivers of the desert. All right. That's going into, before things springs forth, I tell you of them. All right. So that's the Most High, letting us know these things. Matter of fact, it's one chapter back. So it's Isaiah 42 and 9. It says, behold, the former things are come to pass. All right, the former things, except there be a falling away first. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Us going into captivity. All of those were signs of the end, man. That the nation, both nations coming together, Judah and Israel being oppressed together. All right, Judah and Ephraim being, those are signs of the end. All these things happening. It says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. All right. So the Lord has told us these things.
I was just gonna say a good precept to go with that is Amos 3 and 7.
Yep. The Lord reveals His secrets unto His servants and prophets, man. So before these things come, so we won't be caught by surprise, man. All right. The Lord is letting us know these things that's coming. All right. So back in 2nd Ezra 9, verse 5, it says, for like as all that is made in the world have the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Mm-hmm. So me going to tell you that the end is always manifest. You always know and see when the end comes to everything, like the scripture said, for all that is made in the world. You see the beginning and you see the end. The end is always going to manifest itself. So go ahead. And matter of fact, so like real quick, 2nd Ezra 6 tells you what the end of this world is going to be. So it's manifest right now.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. And that's why the scripture started out with measured out a time diligently.
Yep.
Because if let's say yourself, for example, you'd be like, I'm healthy as hell. I haven't had no injuries. Nobody's going to shoot me. Nobody's going to kill me. But eventually one thing is going to kill you. And that's time. Time. Eventually time is going to kill you, man. So measure out a time. You know, and that's the weakness to this world. All right, you know, because everything gets old. You know, in this world, this kingdom. You know, you going, you know, nothing affects you. Time eventually gonna take your ass out, man. You know, that's why, you know, we wait for that new heaven and new earth where forever is gonna exist. You know?
And that's why it says in Habakkuk 2nd chapter, where business is yet for an appointed time. Like the end being manifest, that's the set appointed time for that thing to be shown forth. You know, and these prophecies being spoken of, you know, of past time, you know, probably didn't make sense back then because it didn't happen yet. You know, people say, well, we quoted 2nd 6th chapter, Esau's the end of the world. You know, it wasn't that time for Esau to be at his rulership. You know, when that thing was spoken of, it was spoken for an appointed time, and that time, which is now, which is being made manifest, being shown forth, you know, being pretty much as it was from the spirit, is manifested now in the physical. You know?
Because the scriptures also say too that Ecclesiastes is by timing and chance, right? So it's all on timing of Yahweh Shemi Yahushua. So it says,
real quick, that same book you just quoted, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, talks about that. To verse 1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Yeah, hey, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Ecclesiastes 3. Yeah, that's right, man. You know, the timing is everything. You know, that's why they call the Most High the Ancient of Days. You know,
the Most High is the creator of time itself. He's not bound to time like we are. You know,
exactly. You know, because the Ancient of Days is a measurement of time because you got 24 hours in a day. So he's the Ancient of Days. You know, he was here before time existed.
Exactly. So he's beyond time, man. That's why when people be like, oh, well, who made the Most High? Man, the Most High made time. Like, hey, you come on, man. You just sit here and figure that out. He made time. So how are you gonna figure out how he was created, man? He's omnipotent, man. You know, he has no beginning. He has no end. He created time, man. Really think about that. Time. The Most High created time. Our power, the power of Israel, Yahweh created time itself. You know, so he's not bound to time, man.
You can read about when time was created in the book of Genesis.
Yep.
First chapter.
Back in 2nd Ezra 9 verse 6, it says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. You know, and you can go into, you know, as you go, like the brother quoted Genesis, you go to Genesis where it say he made a lesser light, you know, for times, you know, seasons, etc. Right? All the blood moons and eclipses and stuff, you know, we had different types of signs in the heavens. All right, as far as even to the chariots, man, you know, those are all signs and powerful works.
Yep. And kind in the like you're saying, it says and endings in effects. What's that? Have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works. That's how, you know, you can look at it in the sense of how this earth was created, man, with wonderful works, you know, powerful works and wonders. And then go on to say, like you just mentioned, the chariots. It says an ending in effects and signs. One of those signs of the end is those chariots, man. The way the moon, the way the Lord got the moon, you know, going back to Genesis 1, he made the stars, the sun, and the moon for signs at a time, man. And that's why you got blood moons, you got super moons, eclipses. Those are signs of the end, you know. Earthquakes, uproars, those are the effects. You know, these are the signs of the times. You know, that's like going back to what the brother said earlier, man. That's how you measure the time. Through what? Through the word. You can't go to Barnes and Nobles and read all the books except for the Bible, and then think you know that you in the end days. Nah, you got to go to the guide. You know, you got to go to the original. You know, the creator of the heavens and earth. You got to get his word to understand what time you're living in. All right, the Quran don't talk about the end days. The Gilgamesh, whatever the hell that nonsense is. The Book of Gandhi. All right, Buddha, all that. None of those false doctrines, none of these other philosophies that these books is going to tell you about the missiles, the mark of the beast. All right, the famine, the uproars of the people. What book is telling you about that, man? Ain't no other book on the earth telling you about the things we telling you about, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. You can't get this truth nowhere but through the prophets of the Lord, because what? The Bible really is for the prophets, man. Written by the prophet, written by men of the Lord, for men of the Lord. And you can't understand these words unless the Lord open your eyes up, unless He's supping with you, unless the Holy Spirit is supping with you and giving you the understanding, like the brother that Doc quoted earlier, with all that get understanding. You can read this book till you pass out, and then wake up not knowing a damn thing. The Lord got to be supping with you, man, so He can give you the breakdown through the Spirit, because you can hear the breakdowns. You got thousands and thousands, if not millions, of people watching the breakdowns on YouTube as we speak, and they still don't know what the hell is going on, making it crystal clear, and they still don't have no damn idea of what's going on. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, and that's why it says in Jeremiah 10:2, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs in heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. We don't see the chariots and say, let's have a UFO party. We don't see the blood moon and say, let's have a blood moon party. We say, oh, we're in the last days. All hell's about to break loose. Because
we had an understanding.
Because we have the understanding. We received the engrafted word, which is able to save our souls.
Because the scriptures say, fear. Solomon went into it. Wisdom of Solomon, fear. Pretty much not knowing when the torment cometh. So the heathen are dismayed, going into afraid at the signs, because they wasn't given the understanding to know what that was and what this means. Because every time they see a chariot or something, they're like, oh my God, what is that? That's what they say. What is this? What is that? Because that wasn't revealed unto them, man. They don't know what it is, man. But it has been revealed unto us. Therefore, that's why we're not dismayed at those signs. Okay.
Hey, real quick, I got a precept.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I got a precept because you brothers keep touching on this, and another thing, like you were saying, these signs was revealed unto us, like you're talking about the chariots, but they also fulfilling prophecy, like the prophecy say, they're gonna see the sign, but then they're gonna mourn, they're gonna be, weeping and gnashing their teeth, because they're gonna be afraid of those things. They're trembling for the sight of the things that they see, but ultimately we seeing these things and we rejoicing for salvation. They're playing their role, we're playing our role, but you brothers keep going into these signs. I want to read Luke 21, verse 9 through 11, and then I'm going to jump to verse 25, because, hey, all these signs, these are the exact signs. It's not like, oh, this is a generalization. No, the Lord pinpointed all these things out that's actually happening one for one. All right, this is Luke 21 and verse 9. When you should hear of wars and commotions, all right, also, like in Matthew, they say wars and rumors of wars, but also, uprisings of the people. These uprisings aren't necessarily like nation against nation war like we would normally think about, but necessarily an internal war with the nation. The nation is at war with itself. Yeah,
civil war.
But it says, but when you should hear, go ahead.
No, I was just saying civil war.
Con. That's another thing they call it, civil unrest. That's exactly like what the brother said, a civil war. It says Luke 21:9. But when you should hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, and the end is not by and by. Also, going into what the brother just said, we not dismayed or at the signs of the heavens and things like that, and these things coming up, because why? The Lord gave us these words to comfort us with. It says, be not terrified. So we could be like these people out here seeing these uprisings and uproars and looking at the economy tanking and, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Be bugged out like everybody else and pick up some guns and just shoot it out with everybody else. But what? We're not mad and blinded by this, this society, because the Lord gave us something for comfort. He revealed all these things into His service to prophets. All right. So this is how we are able to read these here scriptures and be comforted, because this is going to be our God, like the brother quoted earlier. wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our time. This is how, we already understand what these things are coming to the earth before they even get here, man. All right, that's what prophecies are. All right. But continuing on, it says, Luke 21:9. But when you should hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then said he unto me, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights from great signs, and there shall be from heaven. All right, and also like we was talking about those videos we was sending amongst each other, talking about these protests. A lot of them going into what economic, economic oppression. Things leading from higher cost of food and lower paying wages and things like that, also causing uproars of the people. All right, but I want to jump down to verse 25 to add on to that. It says, Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, all right, like the brothers was going into, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, and the seas and the waves roaring. Let me just read 26. Men's hearts failing them for the fear, and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, and for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So this is what you see going on right now, where you have the uproars and the perplexity of these nations, and just the uproars, because the people can't see a way of getting out. It's just so much oppression. How are we going to feed our family? How are we going to feed our kids? Y'all took away everything. They're so oppressed, and now you're starting to see the uprisings of these people going around. But look, especially on a global scale, this is if like the brother said, if it's not clear to you right now, then we know it's clear to us that you are the ones where it says the rest was blinded. Because I mean, this is it's word for word right here, man. It's clearly described. There's no mystery, no generalization. But this is what's going on, man. Distress of nations and with perplexity, man. All these different nations have so much perplexed problems going on. It's not just a simple fix, man. Oh, we all hungry over here, starving. Well, how about all these nations come together and feed this one nation? It's way more complex than that, man. You see Donald Trump with the trade wars and how he thinks hitting China with the trade wars is going to affect China, but it's really affecting America. So this is the perplexity of the nations. Now they got to keep spending more and more to get out of situations. You see the Brexit going on because of why? They thought by signing a deal together, things would be better off. But now they so entangled with such a mess. The Most High got them in such a trick bag and a snare and a trap that he don't know where his head from his ass right now, man. All right, so they don't even know how to try to get up out of these things. You hear these economic experts or whatnot, and they all perplexed, talking about, so well, we know that there's a global recession coming, man. We don't know how to get out of this thing, man. It's got to be a global reset, man. All right, go ahead, brothers.
Hey, and to go into like you said, the whole Brexit thing, that just goes to show you Deuteronomy 30:7 in full effect. In one of the curses in Deuteronomy 28, thy eye shall be evil towards thy brethren. Being together in unity, all European nations, now their eye is evil towards one another, man. That you can clearly see these curses that have took upon Edom, man. They ain't fully on them how they on us, but you can see that transition of those curses is happening, man. These curses are on Esau, Edom, because it tell you that speak about Russia, when he shall think an evil thought. You know what I mean? That's when Russia, Putin, the bear, God and Magog, that's when they gonna think that evil thought, and they gonna wipe this place out, man. All right.
Yeah, and again, all these things are signs. Signs from the heavens, aka prophecy. Aka prophecy. In Jeremiah 10:2, you go into the word sign, sign, banner, or it means a signal. And that word is oath. And the English oath means a promise. The Lord is a man that he shall not lie. These things he said, they're gonna come to pass. Look, they're right there. Okay? And that's why these things is important, especially with faith. The scriptures say faith shall flourish, but when these things start really popping off, there's no really need to have so much faith in it, because it's right in front of you. Hoping the things to come. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the substance of things are not seen. When these things are being seen, ain't no need to be like, that's it,
Yeah, because testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Exactly.
So like you said, things hoped for. If the prophecies are happening right there in your face and you see them, what is there to hope for now? So Yahweh Shai is gonna be the one to free us, man.
I got a quick precept for you.
Go ahead.
Going on with what you brothers were saying. This is our First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night, like the brother was saying, man. There's no need for us to tell you what time we're living in. There's no need for us to, like Apostle Paul said, there's no need for him to write unto you about the times, man, and the seasons, because you should be able to discern it yourself. Like Yahweh I say, you can discern when it's about to rain, but you can't discern the times you're living in. That's why if a nigga can't get it, we moving on, man. Now as we move on and grow in this truth, man, we see what the apostles talking about, man, because we live it, and then we read the scriptures and it's like, damn, there's no, really we're doing this to seal the elect, man. We're looking for the rest of the elect, but there's no need for us to get with each other and. I don't know if you know like how Apostle Tahar said. I don't know if somebody came down there and told you, but we living in the last days. There shouldn't be a need for that. You should be able to see it with your own eyes. You should be measuring the time diligently, and if you're doing that, you should be like, damn, we in the last days. The Lord's about to come like a thief in the night, man. All right, and let me keep reading because this is something the brother was talking about earlier. Verse 3: For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Like Brother Dawud was saying, man. Now they trying to sign all these peace agreements and this and that so they can keep the bullshit going. Well, it's too late. They can't do nothing. They can't fix it. The water is running. All right, the toilet has completely broken. The water is just gushing out, man. There's no stopping it. The prophecies are rolling. There's nothing you can do. There's no peace treaties and stop the tariffs, whatever you want to do. All right, resolutions. There's nothing you can do that's going to stop the prophecies of Yahweh Shai, man. It's too late for peace, man. All right, now you're seeking safety because you see the whole earth is in shambles. Now you want peace. It's too late, though. Now it's time for the destruction, man. Ezekiel 7:25, destruction cometh. And they shall seek peace, and there shall be none, man. Roughly paraphrase. There ain't no peace, man. There ain't no damn. The Lord ain't even bringing peace, man. All right, the Lord. Yeah, I retract that statement. The Lord is bringing peace for His chosen, or His elect.
I got
for the rest of go ahead, you got it.
Okay, this is Sirach chapter 39, verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners.
There you go. So evil thing. Well, guess what? Destruction, all right, is for the evil sinners, man. But what the peace is for the good that will create the good, which we understand. Yahweh Shai said, "Call no man good." He said, Yahweh Shai, our Lord and Savior, which was perfect in the time when He was called Yahweh Shai. He said, "Why you calls me thou good?" But we understand through the Spirit, we're made perfect. All right, we're made good through the shedding of His blood. All right, in the eyes of the Lord, we're made perfect and good. All right, through our faith. That's why the good things, kingdom of heaven. All right, the salvation is laid up for us, but for the evil, is laid up for destruction, man. That's why these things are happening around the world. You sit back and ask yourself, why is this happening? It's because it's for the wicked. All right. Let me read that again, Baba Shaw.
Was that my own?
Okay. Somebody speak real quick. I'm gonna get a quick preset.
Khan. Back in 2 Ezra 9:7 says, "And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith wherein ye have believed." So as we see these things take place, right? The works and the faith when ye have believed, that's what we're gonna be saved by, man. All right, because we speaking on all the things that's happening, all the things that's transpiring right now, right? So we through faith and patience we hope for, and we've been waiting on it, man, and it's happening.
Well, Hey, read that again. That first verse you read.
Con, 2 Ezra 9 and 7. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed.
There you go. So what are they gonna, Lord's will we those men? What are we gonna escape? What are we trying to escape? Exact judgment or destruction. Okay, like we were just reading the Thessalonian. So now let me go. This is what Lord's will we're gonna escape. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 40, verse 9. It says, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. There you go. So these things that are coming, man, is for the wicked. Like my young had just read. We'll get it when we get back. This is for the wicked, man. The evil was created for the evil, or the evil was created for the wicked, and the good, it was created for the good. And what those that are good, so to say, are gonna escape by their works and their faith, because that goes hand in hand. You can't have works without faith, and you can't have faith without works. All right, that goes hand in hand. Pursuing the book of James. All right, the first and second chapter expounds on that. But that's what we're hoping. All right, that's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. We're hoping to escape that, man. We're hoping to escape the death, bloodshed, strife, sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. All right, we don't want that, because what we're receiving that right now, man. We through our chastisement, we want that light affliction, man. This is but a light affliction. These niggas 2/3 is gonna go through. Matter of fact, we were doing a video earlier, man, about that, man. How these niggas is they're gonna catch their hell when the time of Jacob's trouble comes, man. We catching our hell right now. All right, and of course we're gonna go through the Jacob's trouble. Don't think, if you got in your head, you got in your mindset that you're just gonna skip to your loop until the Lord returns. You in the wrong mindset, because that's not the case. All right, the scriptures say we're gonna be tried in the furnace of adversity. We really ain't even seen adversity yet, man. We're gonna be tried. The scriptures say in Revelation 3:10 that the hour of tribulation is gonna come upon the whole earth, man. We here, so we're gonna have to go through that. All right, it's gonna be presented unto us, man. We're not gonna get off scot-free. The Lord still want to see our faith. Okay, He want to. In the scripture not say, "Shall I find faith on earth?" The Lord want to see that we really believe in Him, which He knows He knows. The men that are going to be saved they've already been chosen. But we still got a movie to play out. So we still going to have to go through these things, not like the 2/3, of course, because like we just read, these things are created for the wicked, and we doing the best we can to be found righteous and worthy of salvation in the sight of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, but we understand that, hey, our labor of love is not vain, man. It's not in vanity. All right. What is that scripture? How does that scripture go? The Most High is not unrighteous to forget that the labor of love.
Hebrews 6.
Kind of grab that, Bobby Shaw. One of you brothers grab that, because that's what we this is why we're here right now. 48 minutes into this live stream, we could be doing anything else. But
hey, brother, I got you right.
So like we chose to sit here on Wednesday night and read Bible scriptures to you. That's our labor of love, because that's the true love, man. Go ahead, Art.
Hey, I got that Hebrews 6:10, and then con. I was gonna also bring out that what you quoted in Revelation about keeping since I kept my word. But this is Hebrews 6:10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which thou hast showed towards His name, and that you have ministered to His saints and do minister.
That's right. So that labor of love towards His name. All right. That's why we say. Hey, that's why we owe. Well, we could, as far as Great Millstone, we can speak upon ourselves. We always start off by all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, because this is for Him first and foremost. We not we doing it to receive salvation. We're trying to receive salvation But first and foremost, we're doing this to glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, we're doing this to praise His holy and powerful name. This ain't about us. This is to praise the Most High, man. This is to show His power on this earth. This is to glorify His name on the earth, man. This ain't about us. The Lord could use rocks to prophesy, man. So if you're not praising the Lord when you do this word, all right, that's the first step. All right. If you're not in that, if you're not doing that, then you got to come, according to the scriptures, man. Read that again, Baba Kashan, because there's more. There's more. That's the first step, though. Fearing the Lord, and when you fear the Lord, you're gonna first and foremost do this for the Lord, not for yourself, not for the next man next to you, not for your mama. Now you're gonna do this for the Lord first and foremost, man. Go ahead.
This is Hebrews 6:10. For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which you have showed towards His name, and that ye have ministered to His saints and do minister.
Yeah, and His saints is the rest of the rest of the brother, man, the rest of the body. All right, that's why Yahweh was so adamant with Peter talking about feed my sheep, man, because those are the saints. All right, pursuing the what is that? Psalms 148. I think it's once. Let me pull that up just to clarify who the saints are. All right, Psalms 148. Is Psalms 148, and I started 14. Get straight to the point. It says, "He also excelleth the horn of His people, the praise of all His saints, even of the children of Israel, like people near unto Him, praise ye Yahweh." And I think we went into that a couple, maybe 2 weeks ago. It doesn't. They even have it italicized here in the blue letter. There's no even. All right. In the Hebrew, there was no even, because it says the praise of all His saints, and then it says even of the children of Israel. There's no even. All right. That's the filibuster that they put in there. It should say the praise of all His saints, the children of Israel. Okay, and that's what it should say. All right, according to the Hebrew. So that clarifies who the saints are. Now read that again, Babu Shah.
Hey, Hey, if you can go back one chapter, go to 147 and start at 19 and 20, just to further clarify your point. You got it pulled up? If not, I can grab it real quick.
Yeah, I got it. There we go. What verse? 20?
19 and 20.
All right, this is 147 and 19. He showed His word unto Jacob, His statutes and His judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for His judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh.
Just to further back up your point, about who His saints are.
Yeah. Time.
Hang on. So I dropped that Hebrews. This is Hebrews 6 and 10. All right, and I also want to bring out that Revelations after that, because it goes right hand in hand. This is Hebrews 6 and 10. It says, "For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which you have showed towards His name, and that you have ministered to His saints and do minister."
There you go. And still do minister, man. Right? That's why we still have to continue to do this work, man. You can't get tired. You can't get gassed out. We have to continue to do this work. Okay. Go ahead and get that Revelation out.
This is Revelation 3 and 10. "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth."
That's right. So this hour of temptation is gonna come upon all the world, man, including the saints. All right. We're not exempt from the mark of the beast, so to say. All right. Lord's will, we those men that be exempt from judgment, but we're still gonna be presented with the mark of the beast, because that's how the Lord's gonna really see if you really believe in Him. That hour of temptation. Matter of fact, let me go to these. Let's get into these words, man. Let's go into that, because this ain't, you got a lot of Israelites think this is just some shit that's gonna just be simple, man. I mean, it's simple. This truth is simple, but when that hour of temptation comes, a lot of people is not going to be found to be faithful, man. Because the scriptures say there may more that be well, I say there be more that be destroyed than that be saved. Roughly paraphrasing.
Okay. I got a quick precept to go with that real quick. If I'm gonna get this, is Sirach chapter 39, verse 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. You know, so going off what you just said, this is simple to the elect, to those that the Lord has revealed those secrets onto, but into everybody else is a stumbling block onto them. They don't get it, you know, and they're not gonna get it.
Yep, and guess what? The mark of the beast is that playing to the what it say? Read it again, Bible Shah. It's playing to who?
It says, this is Sirach 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
That's right. They're stumbling blocks because it's plain unto us because we understand what the mark of the beast is. Now, Dawada, bring that Revelation 3 and 10 out, and we're gonna get that word temptation. And this is plain and simple. Go ahead, Ott.
This is Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
All right, so this is the word for temptation.
Strong's G 3986, Parasmas. Parasmas.
All right, so the word is parasmas, G 3986, and I'm just gonna start at the top. It says an experiment, attempt, trial, proving, and this is what the Lord is doing with us, the nation of Israel, right? 1A, it says trial, proving, the trial made of you by my bodily condition, since conditions serve as to test of love. Okay, let's talk about Paul. But here's the point, though. 1B, it says the trial of man's fidelity, integrity, virtue, constancy, an enticement to sin, temptation, whether arising from the desires or from the outward circumstances. What are going to be the outward circumstances? The condition Esau is going to put to make you, all right, take that chip. That's going to be the outward circumstances, all right? It says an internal temptation to sin. Taking that chip is an internal temptation to sin because what? You're going to be hungry, and internally you're going to be like, shit, I need to eat. Guess what? That's an internal temptation to sin. It says 2A, it says of the temptation by which the devil sought to divert Jesus, the Messiah, from his divine errand. Okay, that's not. It says of the condition of things. Of 5, it says adversity, affliction, trouble sent by God and serving to test or prove one's character, faith, holiness. It says temptation of the Most High by men. Okay, let me go to the Strong's definition. It says a putting to proof by experiment. What's going to be that experiment? The mark of the beast. The Most High is experimenting on you niggas, man. It ain't Esau, man. Don't give. I'm tired of hearing brothers give credit to Esau. Credit should be given it to the Most High, man. Esau ain't nothing but a piece of shit used as a toilet paper, and he's gonna be tossed down the drain, man. All right, this is the Most High's experiment. He want to see who's faithful to him, man. Who really has him in his heart. It says by implication, adversity, temptation. Okay, experience of evil, solicitation, discipline, or provocation. That's cool. That's a nice word, man. Let me play it one more time in the Greek.
Strong's G 3986, Parasmas. Parasmas.
Yep, there you go. The main one. If you take anything from this definition, it should be point B. It says the trial of man's fidelity, integrity, virtue, constancy. Okay. And that's what
Hey, brother, if I can,
go ahead.
Hey, if I can, to back you up with that, just getting straight to the point, you know, because we all know about the 1/3 and 2/3 situation. This is Zechariah 13 and 9, and now we'll bring it because you said also that hey, we're gonna be going through these same things, and you know, and the Lord's gonna be trying our faith. You know, the things that the patience and the faith and these things that we're supposed to be building up on this side. All right, it says Zechariah 13:9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them and say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power.
That's
but
right.
the point I wanted to grab in there, it says, go ahead, brother, go ahead, speak on it.
I was gonna say that's gonna be the temptation, man. That's gonna be the trying of your faith, man, which is gonna ultimately purify you, man. Like that purification of gold. Go ahead.
Hey, that's pretty, as it's in the spirit is what I was gonna say. It says, and I will try them as gold is tried. You know, that means you got to go through that extreme heat, the hardness, and burning all that stuff off. It's you know, when you're testing these metals, that's like basically the strongest test that it's going to go through. You're going to put it through all, you know, try to find its weakest points or whatever, whatnot, like an endurance test, you know. But the scripture also say, he that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right. So we're going to be trying through these trials and these tribulations. And the ultimate one is going to be what? The RFID chip, man. All right. You know, you might be able to make it through all these other things, but when it comes down to, you know, taking at their chip, you know what I'm saying? You may see some physical things going on, like your family or people that you see, you know, all kind of crazy things going on. And, you know, you have to make that decision of, you know, if you're going to hold your integrity or not, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what we just read, man.
I got a precept.
Okay.
This is James 5 verse 10. Take my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for example, of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. All right, and we're gonna be very happy, man, if we endure unto the end. All right, we can read in the second chapter, if I'm not mistaken, where he, you know, it's that
get them crowns.
Yeah, man. You know, so it says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Okay. Revelations, I believe, the 21st chapter, where he gonna wipe all tears and all sorrows away, man. Okay. And also to them that got the victory over the beast and his image. Okay. It says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. All right. So, you know, the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. And we've seen that Job in his latter end, like the brother was saying, you know, we ain't just going to skip through the meadows, you know, skip through the garden and just pick flowers. You know, it's you know, we're going to be set forward with affliction, man. All right. So, you know, real quick, you know, Job, and then what Job was increased in his latter end, man. All right.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, because you know the Lord's making up these lively stones. You know, the Lord's not putting pressure on these men of the Lord, hoping men of the Lord to destroy them, because he wants, you know, when you apply pressure to a stone, you don't want to destroy the piece. You know, you want to get it right how it is. You know, some stones don't need as much pressure than others. You know, another word for pressure is stress, and that's how the Lord puts us through things to, you know, purify us here, cut us there, this and that, you know, to make it up to how it looks. If I had a stone, I had one right now to show you, you know, that it has a certain amount of elements that the Lord has that he's doing with certain brothers to make up the body. You know, this brother goes through certain things because he might be this different type of gemstone. Same with me, same with Ash, same with Mariam, same with Dawudah, you know, same with all the brothers throughout the Fulcrum Europe. You know, the Lord is making up his stone, you know, the lively stones that's making up his the body of Yahushua Mashiach, that temple, exactly, to be glorified. You know, these things, these shiny things, is for glorification. You know, and that's what the Lord's doing with his men. You know.
Yeah. But as the scriptures say, you know, through some type of adversity, that's how things are purified. You know, you can't really, you know, test something out by just not doing nothing to it. Go, as the scriptures say, acceptable men as gold is tried through the furnace of adversity. You know,
that's why it's called a stress test. You know, the stress test tests durability. You know, you do it with cars, you do it with plastics. You know, a stress test tests durability. That's again another thing the Lord's doing with his men. You know, the fire, the trial of adversity.
Hey, like you just mentioned, like a car. Yeah, how you gonna know what the car's limits is if you just driving that bitch like a grandma? That's not putting the car in adversity, and that's not the case. The Most High gonna put us in. You just selling into the kingdom, cruising in that bit into that. Nah, man, you gonna have to get gunned. You're gonna have to get floored the whole way, man. Put you through put like if you breaking in an engine, man. You gotta cruise sometimes, and then you gotta give it all out, man. So make that bitch break in properly, and that's what the Lord doing with us, man. He gives us ups and downs, man. Not gonna give you nothing you can't handle, but you got to go through it to be fully built up, man. Fully broken in before you get that new body,
So back. Anybody got that? I'll go back in 2nd Ezra 9.
Yeah, we can close out on a couple verses in there.
This is 2nd Ezra 9, verse 7. It says, "And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils." All right, and that's why, brothers, really, that's the first thing. You be out on the highways and byways, you see brothers saying, oh, this coming, that's coming, through the terror, of the Lord will persuade men. So it's like, okay, cool. If all this coming, then how can I escape these things? Because that fear is at the beginning. You be like, everybody like, oh shit, man, I ain't trying to die. I ain't trying to get jacked up with. I ain't trying to get that judgment, because that fear of the Lord. So through your faith and by your works, you're gonna be preserved from these said perils, man. You're gonna be preserved from these dangers, man. All right. It says, "It shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning." All right. So ultimately, what that's saying is, I have elect men that I chose from the beginning, man. That's why we always say, Lord's will. We elect. Lord's will. We one of those men. All right, because it's already elected. No matter what you do, there's already an elect group of men that's already been selected. All right, to make it. All right. So that's why we stay humble and we get diligent. All right, because if we already knew, we would stop doing live feeds. All right, if all us here knew we had a seat, on the chariot, we probably wouldn't even be here right now doing this live feed. Because why? We know we already gonna make it. We probably wouldn't go to camp every week. Why? Because we know we already in there, man. All right. So that's why the Lord, he this is the condition of the battle. That's the Lord knew what he was doing, man. Okay, because he has to be glorified, and he has to have servants that's going to constantly, all right, praise his name, going to constantly push his word. Because why? They want to be saved from these perils, man. All right, they want to be saved from this destruction. Okay, and that's beautiful, because that's showing fear of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, that's showing fear, and that's showing faith. Okay, so reading on, it says, "And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith where ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from the beginning. Then they shall be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments." Because you got the brothers over there in San Francisco. What happened, man? The dude pulled up out of nowhere with a strap, all right, in his waistband, and he was ready to kill brothers, man. Talking about it's one God. Israelites what? Is one God, and he was furious. Like, and them brothers say they never saw him a day in his life.
Yeah, it was a bug out.
Like, that's crazy, man. But those are the ones that abuse the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Okay? Here it is, the servants out there, but you want to kill them.
Yeah, well,
kills the prophets.
I got a quick precept to go with what you said, because it mentioned the perils. All right, and then you talking about this bug out that came to the San Fran camp. There's a Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. That's that nigga that came up with that strap, man. This is just the beginning, man. This you're gonna see this around the earth more and more, man. Coming more persecutions gonna come to brothers, man. Because we entering into those perilous times, man. Well, guess what? The brother just read, we're gonna be delivered from them perils, man. The said perils. Yeah, there's gonna become men that are lovers of themselves, proud as hell. All right, what to say? Hate. What to say? Despisers of those that are good. All right, that nigga that's pulled over, he pulled into the train stop or the bus stop, whatever, and pulled out, decided to, let the demons flow and just pull out a strap. That was a despiser of those that are good. Here it is, brothers are preaching the word, the gospel, telling him, because he was a J, he was just a bug out nigga. He telling him, our people, that we the best on the planet. The Lord loves us first and foremost. All right, telling him the gospel, reading Bibles, and this nigga wanna buck up against it, man. These are the times we're living in. I read it again. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1. This know also that in the last days, keyword, last days, perilous times shall come. All right, and that's the time we're living in. Let me go to the Google to get that. Go ahead, Art.
Hey, real quick to speak on what you're talking about as well too. Like the brother out there was also saying how spiritual it was, that people don't walk up to us like this in our regular lives, man. In our regular lives, people love us, whether it be on the job. They only have nice things to say about us, man. But it's only when we're in the garments, we're in the highways and the byways that Jake try to roll up on us like that, man. But we're doing what? Preaching the word, man. And then another thing that was spiritual about that, in a time like this where you got all these mass shootings and things going on like that, and so-called Jake on Jake crime, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you in a downtown area and you got somebody over there bucking up like that, and they already, the people already know about the Israelites, so it's a spectacle to them when somebody trying to challenge the Israelites. But here he is pulling the gun out in the open, and nobody even budging, man. You know what I'm saying? You hit a bunch of Edomites. Normally somebody would start screaming, start world starring or something like that, but, when the prophet's being persecuted, people just turn a blind eye to that. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, yeah, fuck them niggas. Let them just go ahead and ride on them real quick. We don't want this to go on the
Bro, that's the reason is because they all in the same spirit. They all in that bullshit spirit. Them brothers been there posted up, so nobody's gonna say nothing. They because that's what it is. They hate those that are good. They despise those that do good. Nobody's gonna stop somebody from shooting at us. Well, don't shoot them, man. Which the only person gonna do that is the Most High. All right. He's gonna defend us. He gonna fight for us. That's why we trust in him. You saw that. The brothers showed that, man. They didn't take off scurrying and running. Oh, they got a gun. I mean, they stood there and trusted in Yahweh Shema Shai. That's what matters, man. Ain't nobody. You can't do nothing against us. You want to shoot us? Go ahead. You gonna do us a favor because we gonna come back the first way Yahweh Shai ain't gonna come take your head off, man. All right, real quick. Just real quick. I'll get the word there. I don't know what happened with the brothers, but anyway, this is the word for perilous. Perilous. It's let me play it real quick. Okay, that's a lot. All right, here it is.
Strong's G 5467. Chalipas. Chalipas.
Chalipas. All right. So the word chalipas, there's a G 5467. It says this is for troublous. The scripture said the troublous times in the last days. It says are perilous. Salakia. In the last days shall perilous times come. It says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. All right, go to the strongest definition. It says through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, dangerous, by implication, furious, fierce, perilous. So these are the times that we live in dangerous times. For you to be a prophet, you living in some dangerous times, man. This ain't this ain't this you gonna be loved by everybody, man. Perilous, dangerous times. We living in the last days are gonna be dangerous times, not only because of Jacob's trouble, but if you're in this truth, it's because everyone's gonna hate us as they hated the Lord, you know. But go ahead, Mayum, you had a precept.
God, this is Matthew's chapter 24, verse 9. It says, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake."
Does that not
You know,
sound
so
like perilous times, dangerous times? Go ahead, Al.
now I was gonna say that's the times that we're in, man. Again, this is the signs of the end days, man. And it's clear and evident that hey, man, this is it. Here it is. You having people like the brothers were just speaking on. You got people walking up to brothers preaching the word of the Heavenly Father, and they bringing out guns, man. It's clear and evident that these prophecies are coming to pass, man. The signs are being shown of who the men of the Lord are, and what the prophecies, what is happening. That is exactly what's being revealed. Is what's happening.
Yeah.
And what's being revealed is that this is the Lord's plan. That's what's being revealed. And it's coming up to a T, man. There's no getting around this. The prophecies, the signs that the Lord gave us thousands of years ago from the beginning are coming down to the T, man.
Yeah, hey, and we read that in what was it, second Ezra 9. Exactly what you just said, man. That the from the beginning, the signs from the beginning, you know, that we shall know that the Most High began to visit the earth, you know, brother paraphrase.
Yep.
So we in them times, man, brothers just gotta lock in and really meditate on what you in, you know. This ain't just you know, this ain't Boy Scouts, man, where you just get a medal, you know, a little, you know, and then just go sell some cookies. Nah, man, you might have to the brother's back. Yeah, you might have to lay your life down for the Lord, man. That's what you got to meditate on, man. Because this is a serious thing, man. We living in a time where people are hating truth, man. People are hating the Bible. They're trying to demonize and get rid of the Bible, trying to make it illegal. This is the place we living in, man. We living in Babylon the Great, right, where the biggest atrocities and the biggest abominations had ever been committed on the planet Earth in the history of the earth, man. This is where we live in. We live in, you know, we got brothers all over the earth. But look, we here behind enemy lines. We're here in Babylon the Great, the place of great judgment. All right, so we really have to consider that, man. Really consider what you got yourself into, man. They hated the Lord. Matter of fact, a brother grabbed that. You know, if they had hated me, they have. No, if they hate you, they have hated me first. Why we sure? Might be in John, something like that. But you know, this isn't gonna be a cakewalk, man. You're gonna be, you know, nobody likes to be hated. You know, be real with yourself. You don't like to be hated, man. If you say, "Oh, I like people to hate me," you a damn liar, man. Nobody likes to be hated, and the whole earth is gonna hate us, man. Everybody, yo, even them of your own household, man. It's gonna be your foes, man. That's biblical. Matter of fact, let's brother grab that. About if they had hated me first, or if they had hated you, no, they hate me.
Okay. This is John chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hated you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
That's right. So there ain't you supposed to what? You supposed to be in shock when people hate you? Nah, man, you already supposed to know off rip, that they're gonna hate you. Okay? Mm-hmm. This ain't nothing new. What, you think you're the first person to be hated for the word? Nah, man, we supposed to be hated. If you're not being hated, you're not doing something right. Hey, like, I know niggas in the world say this, not saying that, you know, this is a term you should go by, but there's a saying in the world that says if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. And
they probably got that shit from the scriptures anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, read it again, brother. Because if they hated the Lord himself, the Son of the Most High, and what, you supposed to be loved by everybody? That don't make no sense. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay. John 15, verse 18, if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
There you go. What the world hated the Most High's only begotten Son, Yahweh, our Lord and Savior, before you was even born in this, in this lifetime, man. This last lifetime, Lord, as well. This last go round in this hell. They hated him before they hated us, man.
I got one to go with that as well.
Yeah, kind of bring it up.
This is John chapter 17 and verse 14. It says, I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
There you go. The world has hated us because what? Yahweh Shai gave Lord's will we those men. The Lord gave us his word, man. He gave us the name of the Father. He gave us the word from the Heavenly Father, and the world hates us for it. Go ahead, Ak.
And that's what it goes back into. All right. That's why Yahweh Shai said, if they hated me, they shall hate you, because of this word. All right. The Heavenly Father's words, his plans, all right, his prophecies. All right. That's why they hated Yahweh Shai, because he came back and he was telling them what the Lord was saying. And here it is. The Lord has continued to give us the spirit of the prophet. All right. Because what the scriptures say, the spirit of a prophet is subject unto the prophets. And Lord willing, we are those men. And we've been given the words of the Heavenly Father through who? Through Yahweh Shai. So just like they hated Yahweh Shai, they're going to hate us because we're out here telling the world what it is, just like Yahweh Shai was doing.
Yep, that's right. And I want to reiterate, go back to something I mentioned a couple minutes ago. That it's going to be very well possible that your own family is going to be coming up against you. This is Matthew chapter 10, and I'm going to start at 35. I'll start at 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Foes means enemies. So reason weak. That's what the Bible said. Your family ain't gonna be your best friends when your face is plastered on local news, CNN, Fox News, and they calling you a terrorist. The last people coming to your aid is gonna be your family. You can guarantee yourself that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Art. Somebody want to say something?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, the men of the Lord are gonna be hated because of this truth's sake, because of this word. They're not gonna be hated because they're walking around being niggas, man.
Yeah.
All right, just always being just straight dickheads everywhere they go. All right, if you hate it because of the way you be, the way you just are, because of the way you do things, then hey, that is not you being hated because of this word's sake, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's just because you just a nigga. There's a difference between the two. But go ahead, Kanak.
Hey, you're right. Conduct, man. Like we always say, man. You go to brothers' jobs. Even my own. Let's speak for itself. Hey, your boss and shit, they like you. They would never know that you was an Israelite. They would never know that you hated Edomites.
Yep.
Everybody, supposed to think, wherever you at, that that you all right. That was a so-called, all right dude.
Yeah,
what I mean? And that's conduct.
I got a quick precept to back you up on that. It says, this is Philippians chapter 2, I'm starting at 13. For it is the Most High which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmuring and disputing. Here's the point. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, they go back into that conduct, man. Only thing that they should be able to say is, oh, they said this and say that, and then we're like, look, that's in the scriptures. We just preaching what the Bible say. Other than that, they shouldn't be able to say, oh, he was a nigga. He would steal from people. He would do this. He would do that. He would. You know what I mean? He will
Cussing people
slap
out
the shit out
for
of
no
people.
reason.
Yeah, you know, they shouldn't be able to say nothing like that about you. Only thing they should be able to say was, oh, he was this, he was that, he said this, he said that. Only thing they should be able to say is, oh, he said this or he said that. They shouldn't be able to say you done anything, man. You know,
Yeah, you robbed from them. Yeah, you stole.
You know,
He did him dirty.
the scriptures speak about suffering as an evildoer. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, going using that example that you brought up earlier of the San Francisco brothers, you know, that dude didn't pull out guns because they were sitting up there insulting the man to his face, telling him he's a piece of shit, get out of here, we don't want you here. You know, they weren't saying any of that, man. They were just doing what? They were pushing out this word. They were pushing out this truth. And the man just hopped up out of his car, walked over there, talked a little shit, and then pulled his gun out. Why? Because this word, man. Not because they was up there cursing at people, calling fat bitches.
Yeah,
calling
like
niggas. Yeah.
Like so, the stuff with Sakari just got into. He suffered for being you shouldn't be, if a nigga with his woman, whatever happened, obviously it shouldn't have happened. Dude was with his woman. They said something that they shouldn't have said clearly, and then the dude want to justify it by making a sit down on it. But look, the brother's just out there preaching the word. They ain't calling nobody out. This nigga pulled over on the side of the road. That's how you know who the Lord's dealing with, man. But things like that is gonna happen. Not just we blurt at people walking by, and which we lift up our voice like a trumpet. But we look at what happened to Sakari. We ain't got single people out, These people that Scripture talks about, let the filthy be filthy. The unjust let the unjust be unjust. I mean, they had niggas want to walk by the prophets of the Lord. That's on them. We ain't really gonna call them out. We got bigger things to worry about than just a average nobody peon, that don't want to listen to the word.
Hey, and if I might say this too, in accordance with the conduct, because you get Jake that out there. Well, the scripture says have no respect of persons. Well, that's not having no respect of persons isn't talking about just having respect for a person. That's talking about in judgment, man. That's talking about when it comes down to judgment. It don't matter who it is, they're gonna get the judgment regardless. That don't mean you're just gonna be disrespecting people out of because the scriptures say have no respect to persons. Oh, well, I'm not gonna respect this person. I'm just gonna talk to them any kind of way. No, man, because then what? People are gonna be looking at you like, oh man, this guy, I don't want to even be around this guy. This guy's just always being disrespectful as fuck. It has nothing to do. They don't feel like that because of anything that comes to this word. They just feel like that because of the way you are, man. All right, because Jake just take that scripture and take it to the head like, oh yeah, I don't gotta respect nobody. No, man, that's talking about in judgment. When it comes down to reading his word, and you see a little 3-year-old Edomite, guess what? He's gonna get his judgment. If a 93-year-old Edomite comes, guess what? He's gonna get the same judgment, man. If Donald Trump came by, guess what? He's gonna receive the same judgment. It don't matter who it is. Yeah, that's what that scripture means. All right. Not no. I'm just gonna be disrespectful to everybody, man. That's not what that means. Have no respect of persons, man. Because you get Jake out there, man, that just run with things, man. They have no understanding. They just run with it.
Yeah, mainly that's that's talking about judgment amongst the body. You got to bring judgment down. You can't have respect of persons. But the same thing, like the brother saying, man, you can't have respect because a rich guy that come by or your boss come by. You can't. You're not gonna tell him. If he come up and you're gonna fall back and go hold a sign. And nah, man. If the nigga asks, you tell him, man. And the same thing with judgment when it comes to judgment on Israel, man. You're not supposed to have judgment. I mean, so like you're not supposed to have what's it called? Respect for persons, man. Yep. But what that don't mean, like the brother was saying, that don't mean you just screaming at people, tell them to go fuck themselves and they're gonna nah, man, come on, man. Maybe when you first come into the truth, you in that spirit, but after that, you gotta get seasoned and realize that's not the way, So we're supposed to be fishers. You don't just smack when a fisherman goes to fish, you don't just fucking throw boulders into the water and expect to catch fish. You know, and that's what happens every time you just just being unruly. You know, really that's what it comes down to, just being unruly. You know. But now that somebody come up and on some dumb shit, that's a different story. As far as people talking shit like they usually do, and especially if they're pulling out straps. But you see how the Lord delivered them brothers. The dude was all show. Brothers were saying that dude didn't even have a clip in there, man. Hey, niggas. But nonetheless, man, this is what we're in. All right, we could lose our lives anytime. We out there on the highway. Nobody's doing what we do. Nobody's out there preaching the word like we do, telling you what it is in your face. But with that comes, hey, you could be killed at any moment, man, for the Lord. So you got to count the cost. Know what you got yourself into. This is like, it's not like the mob, but you can liken it unto the mob. Once you win for life. If you leave, man, you know what happens with the mob? You try to leave the mob, man. They coming for your head, man, and your children. All right, this is a serious thing you got yourself into. You watching this video? What an hour and 31 minutes into this video? You gotten this far, then you better realize what you're doing. You already acknowledged that you're an Israelite. You better do something for the Lord, whether you a prophet or help or whatever. Okay, you better do something because the Lord ain't looking for people in the stands. He's looking for people in the field, And that comes with blood, sweat, and tears, man. Motivation, all right, self-determination. This comes with being diligent. This ain't just stand around and watch videos and nah. You can read the scriptures till your face turns blue. You still ain't gonna be saved. You better do something for the Lord. Everybody got their own measure, but you better show the Lord that you love him. Whatever measure that may be, whatever lot you may be in, better do it. Because ain't nobody getting salvation from the sidelines. That's damn sure. All right. Giving thumbs up on videos and liking videos ain't gonna get you nowhere in life. Here it is. We talking about uproars of the people and all these different scenarios going on around the world. All right, giving thumbs up and leaving comments on the on the board ain't gonna do nothing for you, man. You better show the Lord, man, because the time is running short, man. The time is nigh. All right, return to the Lord, and you ain't gonna have a chance to do no more, man. When everything hits the fan, man, what you gonna do? Well, I can't say that because you might run across a prophet and help him out. But you want to chance that? You really want to chance that, or do you want to do something now while you got the liberty to do it? All right, because when the Lord seals them doors like he did in the time of Noah, you can't do nothing. You can bang and holler and cry all you want. Ain't nowhere to go. So now is the time to do something for the Lord, man. You should have done something for the Lord yesterday, man. The scripture talk about tarry not to turn to the Lord. What the hell you waiting for? Huh? You waiting for someone to piggyback ride? Or yeah, I'll say piggyback ride you to the kingdom? You greatly mistaken, man. All right, you got to work out your own salvation, man. And guess what? There's a body where you can, because every player on the football field, he's trying to make. Let's say you're a team in college or high school, whatever. Each player trying to make it to the NFL, but guess what? They all working as a unit to make each other look better. So don't wait till the season's over to try to do something, man. Now's the time to step it up. Show the Lord that you love him, man. Don't show us, because I'm not finna give you a medallion for doing the word. This is our reasonable service. You're supposed to be doing this. This is expected of you. All right, and it's coming to a time where if you don't want to do it, then you ain't right, man. And like I said earlier, man, this is everybody's not in the same lot, but do something, man. Do something for the Lord. Show the Lord you love him, man. Not in word and in tongue, but in truth and in deed. All right. So brothers give out their finishing statements and then we'll close up.
Con, I got a quick precept. Isaiah 59, verse 15. Yea, truth faileth. All right. And he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it pleased him that there was no judgment. All right. So we departing from evil, so we making ourselves a prey. And you go into that word prey means to draw out, man.
Yes.
All right. Because that's pretty much what we doing right now. Because look, everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's blending in. And what? We drawing ourselves out, man. We coming out to the forefront, making ourselves a prey, making ourselves a target. That's why the brother Malcolm always say those that's out there putting their lives, risking their lives to do so. Like we could easily just blend in and just go with the flow and be like, look, man, this Hebrew Israelite thing is, it's too, it's too much, man. We got people trying to kill us. We, our faces out there, and it's embarrassing. Too much attention. But what? We depart from evil, meaning depart from this world, so we make ourselves a prey. We drawing ourselves out, man. All right. So that's what this truth is gonna come with, man. You gonna make yourself a prey. You depart from evil. It's like like the one movie Divergence, man. Right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
The Divergence, they were able to stick out, man, because they weren't going with the flow. They draw themselves out. And that's us.
Yep. Hey, because we're not flowing with the system, man. We're not flowing with the beast system. We coming up against it simply by reading the words of the Lord. Nothing more, nothing less. Because there's a such thing as the acronym is DTM. It's called doing too much. And then there's such a thing as not doing enough. All right. The Lord said he'd rather have you hot or cold. All right. And the Lord ain't looking for no Captain Saberho or no Captain Israelite either. You got dudes that want to go above and beyond and think they somebody. And then the pride puffs them up, or the knowledge puffs up, and then they end up bugging out. All right, the Lord ain't looking for Moses right now. All right, the Lord he said he sent down all his prophets this time, man. All right, and now we of course we understand order and leadership. You got some dudes that just think they got all the answers. They don't need they don't need nothing. Then they end up going out and taking men with them, doing about 6 to 8 months of videos, and then they fall out. AKA what them dudes in Chicago. Damn, what's their name? So that's the point. They're irrelevant, and that goes to show you, man. The Lord he's looking for a balanced men that are know what they're talking about, man, and really have accepted and understand what they got themselves into. All right, because like the brother just read, you've made yourself a target, man. You've made yourself prey. Who's the predator, man? Esau, Edom. All right. Since day one, you clicked on that video, you a target, man. Especially when you pick up that plow. All right, the Lord's gonna test us, man. He's gonna test us in a way to sift out the weak. All right, the Lord ain't looking for no damn cheerleaders. No fucking cheerleader gonna do in the time of trouble, man. The cheerleader ain't got no faith. That's why they standing on the sidelines. Where does cheerleaders stand at? They stand on the sidelines, swinging pom poms and shit. Lord looking for players, man. Lord's looking for doers. All right, men of action, and that's why they got a book called the Book of Acts. What do you think that means, man? They were doing act. They had acts, man. They were doing action. All right. Words are what's it? Action is louder than words. Okay. That's what the Lord is looking for. Those that are gonna fulfill His word, man. Sincerely. Cause shit, we ain't got nothing else. What else we gonna do? But with that, anybody got anything else?
Nah, that's
No.
about it.
Kind of. So with that, I don't want to reside. It was edifying to you, to Joachim out there, and Lord's will, we keep pushing, and if we ain't here next week, Lord's will, we on them chariots. With that, shalom.
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 Shalom.